The 2025 New York Jets schedule is out, baby. We've got thoughts. And the Boy Green tailgate. All that cooking. Boy Green Daily starts right bleeping now.
I'm gonna lose my gosh darn bananas. Boy Green Daily starts now. Zoinks!
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Let's go!
Zooey mama.
Put your seatbelts on. Get ready for the ride. We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
What's going on, everybody? I am Paul Eston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your podcast. The schedule is out, baby, and football just feels a little bit closer with it being here with the schedule. So we're excited. We're going to break down the schedule. And we've got full New York Jets schedule coverage all day long. Obviously, we have what's going on right now with our initial reactions to the 2025 New York Jets schedule. Coming up at 2 o'clock, people, the NFL Senior Director of Broadcasting, Blake Jones, who was in the room making the decisions. We will do a special live show. Again, that's at 2 o'clock with the Senior Director of NFL Broadcasting, that is Blake Jones. He was in the room. He can explain rules about the schedule if you guys have questions. He can explain why they did certain things. And again, as we go through today's show, maybe that'll inspire some questions. That video is live. It's not live yet, obviously, because it's going to be happening at 2 o'clock. But you could start submitting your questions right now. If you go to the YouTube tab, hit the live tab, you will see the video for later today. And you can start submitting your questions right now if you'd like for Blake Jones. I love doing this. The last 2 years we did it. Last year we did it with Charlotte Carey, who worked in the NFL room, and now we do it with Blake Jones. I hope it's something we could do every year. I'm an NFL schedule nerd, and I love to know how they put it together, so I'm looking forward to that. And then at 3 o'clock, we reveal our top 5 games to circle on the Jet schedule, myself and James Woody. You have 3 live shows today, people, and I hope you enjoy all the coverage for that and show your love. Let's go. And let's give a quick shout out to everybody in the chat, baby. Appreciate you. Also, if you're watching on YouTube, we are live on Facebook at BoyGreen25. We are live on Twitter at BoyGreen25. And we're live, of course, on YouTube. YouTube.com/BoyGreen25. And if you're on YouTube, there is a poll that is live right now, and it will be live throughout the entire show, baby. It'll be live throughout the entire show. And the question is, which game should be the Jets Boy Green tailgate? Now, we've already gotten a lot of votes from our Boy Green Coffee Club members on Discord, but I will throw them out there. Here are the 3 games that are in consideration at this point, because I must submit a top 3 to the New York Jets in terms of preference. Week 5, the Dallas Cowboys, 1 p.m. Week 7, Carolina Panthers, 1 p.m. Week 1, Pittsburgh Steelers, 1 p.m. Or I could do any of the games, Paul. I have no preference. Make sure you guys vote. I'm trying to get a temperature check before we submit these games to the New York Jets and really put the homey touches on our Boy Green Tailgate Spectacular. And again, in case you're just joining us, I will be hosting a Jets game in 2025. Let's just call it the Week 5 Dallas Cowboys game for an example. We will tailgate before the game. That'll be catered by Chef Kevin Gilbert. So you guys can buy a ticket to the tailgate for the food and drink that'll be available. You'll be able to buy a Jets ticket through me that includes no taxes and no fees. That's the perk of buying through me, is that you get it for a special discounted price. Plus, you get to hang out with all your fellow Boy Green Coffee Club members and fellow New York Jet fans. So those are all the reasons to jump in on the train. So again, make sure you guys vote early and often. We'll also have the same exact poll. It's already up on our Boy Green Meets Woody episode at 3 o'clock. So I'll get a better temperature as well for all the voting that's going to be coming through with that as well. So I'm looking forward to it. So guys, continue to submit those votes. Those are the 3. Now, also keep this in mind as you're voting here, is that sort of everything that kind of comes with it, you know? Like, week 1 would be cool because it's a juicy-ass matchup against the Pittsburgh Steelers, and that's sexy. But it's going to be pretty busy week 1 with everybody probably hosting a tailgate. So keep that in mind. I'm not trying to paint the lines, but vote wherever you'd like, and I'll try to take all that into consideration as we're putting in the votes. Now, before we get to the full schedule, and Danny, it's not completely eliminated, no tailgate for Bills week 2, but with where it is on the schedule, I was hoping for a little bit deeper, but that's still possible. That's an opportunity. If there's enough interest in Bills week 2, that can also be thrown in as an option. But these are just a couple that I've selected. Again, I have to submit 3 to the Jets, 3 possible games. So week 2 Bills could work its way into the mix if there's enough interest. But I had to, there's only so many options on the poll, and I had to pick a couple. But anywho, before we get to all that, before we get to all that, 3 siblings. Let's talk about football today. Interesting. New York Knicks fans, where you at? What happened? I got a text. My radio partner, I can't wait to see him today. My radio partner is a diehard New York Knicks fan, and he said, we finishing yo ass tonight. And I'm like, oh, are you? Yeah, he said that. He started talking his talk. I said, nah, man. Celtics in 7. I said it already. He's like, nah, man, we're finishing the job tonight. And I think last night was a reminder to the Knicks fans. It said, it's over. It's over. Pass the biscuits. It's over. Jason Tatum's gone. You couldn't beat us with Jason Tatum. It's over. And I'm just saying to myself, okay. This team is deeper than people realize. Jaylen Brown was a finals MVP last year, people. He's not some slap dick. Okay, excuse my Guatemalan. And come on now. Look at this. Look at this team. Look at it. Look at the box score. Derek White was friggin' cooking, baby. He was friggin' cooking last night. Pretty good, huh? Pretty good. And then the championship medal. What about Cornette, baby? Becoming Shaq Attack last night. That was terrific. That was awesome. Ran the Knicks out of the building. Winning by 25 without Jason Tatum. An interesting little nugget here as we're talking NBA playoffs. The Celtics have led every game of this series by at least 14 points. Now, Knicks fans will still point out that they're leading the series, and that's true. But if I'm the Celtics, I go in the locker room and say, boys, we're the better team. Look at the stats. Let's go. And here's the thing. The Celtics don't, it's daunting to say, oh my gosh, we got to win 3 games. No, you got to win 1 game 3 times. And last night was 1. Game 6 in New York. And it's funny also how Knicks fans do this, right? My radio partner goes, it's over. Knicks are taking out the Celtics. It's happening. And then it doesn't happen. He's like, whatever. We wanted to win in New York anyway. I'm like, okay. It's the changing field goal post is an interesting thing. Let me just tell you this, Knicks fans. You better hope it's over. You better hope it's over in Game 6 because, woo-wee. That goes to Game 7. TD Garden? Okay. We'll see what happens. But I see everyone trying to shift that topic. Paul. No, football's good today, Paul. We don't even, there's basketball? No. Let's keep it football. Interesting. That's interesting. Anywho, let's get into schedule. I'm just fucking with you guys. But better get that shit done in Game 6 because could be a little different. Anywho, let's get into the schedule. So the Jets open up at home. Let's also throw it up here on the big board so you guys can see it. Let's throw it up here on the big board so y'all can see it here. Let me get this up. Here we go. We'll start off. We'll start off. Shout out to the Jet schedule. It goes down on the left bar, so you'll have to sort of work with us here as we have this up on the screen. Here's where I break it down the Jet schedule here. But opening up against Pittsburgh, here's some interesting nuggets about this. The Jets have never in their history opened up against the Pittsburgh Steelers. So that's a cool little nugget there. I love that. They've never opened up at home against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, I thought this was going to happen. We'll get more into this later on the Woody Show. Excuse me. That last year, the NFL schedule makers opened up the first 2 Jets games on the road. Remember, at San Francisco, at Tennessee. And I thought that it would come full circle and the NFL schedule makers would do the Jets a solid. Again, I'll ask that to Blake Balake. I wonder if he's gotten that before. I'll try to use that joke later. But no, I'm going to ask him, did the NFL schedule makers have a conscious thought to go, oh, well, we fucked you last year, the 2 road to start. We'll give you 2 home to make up for it. I wonder if that's a thought or that's sort of just how it happened. That'll be interesting. So they start off with 2 home games. Last year, they started off with 2 road games. That makes a lot of sense. This is the first time the Jets have had a home and home to start the season since 2019. Here's Rich Cimini's nugget. This is only the second time in the last 14 years that the Jets have had 2 straight home games to start the season. Fascinating. Fascinating. There when it comes on the Jets schedule there for the home action. It's pretty cool. That's very interesting. I like that. So there's a little nugget. And I'll just say real quick as we talk Pittsburgh Steelers, let's go back to week 1 here for a second. Week 1 is juicy. And I had a feeling I should have stuck to my guns when I was doing our schedule predictions. I had a feeling that Jets-Pittsburgh would be early because the schedule makers don't want to fuck around and put that like week 10 and Aaron Rodgers gets hurt if he comes back. By the way, right? We'll see. At minimum, it's 1 revenge game. Justin Fields against his old team that benched his ass. He should be more motivated than ever. That's going to be great. But right now, the Vegas odds came out, and it's ridiculous in May, but whatever. The Vegas odds came out for this game. The Jets at home are a 2.5-point home dog to the Mason Rudolph-led Pittsburgh Steelers. What the fuck? Huh? Who? What? Now, you can say, well, they think they're getting Aaron Rodgers, but they don't have him yet. Come on now. Mason Rudolph. Okay. Yeah, you want bulletin board material? 2.5-point underdog at home to the Steelers team? The hell? Come on now. Come on now. I see Lee Van saying this, so it's good to get this comment in here. I want to go to the home opener, but I voted any. I want to go to the home opener too, because like you give the Steelers the business, all the storylines, the juice. Oh, I mean, that would be insane. It'd be incredibly busy, but it would be insane. So hey, if the gods say, hey, the Steelers game is 1, then we'll discuss it. But yeah, that one's juicy, obviously. It's got the minimum Justin Fields revenge storylines and obviously Aaron Rodgers, who said he felt disrespected by the Jets. So both sides. Justin Fields' ass got benched after a 4-2 start. You think he feels disrespected? Oh, he's going to give the business. He's going to give the business. Shout out here to Michael Palermo. Okay. He says, I love the 1 p.m. games. As a matter of fact, the Jets have 13 1 p.m. kickoffs this season. All 8 home games are 1 p.m. kickoffs. And I just want to say this. As a dad, blessed be he. Blessed be he. Now, I have weekends off for all these jobs that I do, writing for the Jets, covering the Jets. So I'm not doing any other jobs or anything. So whether it's 1, 4, nighttime, it doesn't really matter because I'm going to cover it no matter what. But as a dad and, doing a, like a post-game show at 2 a.m. versus doing it at like a reasonable time, like 4 or 5 o'clock. The only bad part about that is that I love football. So obviously I love the Jets and I do a show every day about the Jets, but like I don't want to miss other games, in a perfect world. I wish I could sort of split myself into 2, do all the wonderful Jets coverage and then also consume the other NFL games because really I'm playing catch up. Football night in America, I'm like, oh, so what the hell happened after the Jets postgame show? But we're going to be having a lot of 1 p.m.s. Again, 13 1 p.m. kickoffs for the Jets, and I ain't mad at it. Last year we got 6 primetime games. On the original schedule. One of those got flexed out later in the season, but we had 6. Now we have an appropriate 2 primetime, and then an additional standalone, which is London. So I don't mind the 1 p.m. kickoffs at all, baby. So, Michael, sign me up, man. Those are the elite 1 p.m. times that no one wants to say is elite. It's like the uncomfortable thought, the quiet thought out loud. 1 p.m. is great, man. It's great. Hey, now. And sorry to Big Green, who says, "Screw that! I usually work every other Sunday." So that sucks. I'm sorry, Big Green, for that. That sucks. Yeah, so that's unfortunate. So Jets Steelers, juicy, great home opener. I had a feeling they would do it early because I don't think the Jets schedule makers wanted to F around and some injury happens or anything of that nature. Question coming in, Mailline Swamp Thing. Do you think week 1 makes Rodgers decides to play? No, I don't think. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm sure he is a spiteful little son of a beep. And I'm sure, like, that only helps. But I don't think that would be like he's on his couch. He's like, all right, fuck it. I'll do it now. No, I don't think so. No, I don't think it goes that far. But my full expectation is he's going to play. I know he's got a lot going on in his life. and most of you in the comment section don't care, but I fully anticipate him to play. And good for it. But the people that assume that Aaron Rodgers' old ass is going to get off the couch and then light up the Jets week 1, let's see what happens. Okay, this chip on the shoulder last year. Watch out, NFL. Rodgers was pissed after blowing out his Achilles. He won 5 games for us last year. Where was that revenge last year? Okay, so cool it, pal. Cool it, people. And just say, geez, the Jets are going to get their ass kicked. Okay, let's see what happens. Steelers are a good organization, but we've beaten the Steelers before, people. Hey, we beat them with Zach Wilson in week 4 in Pittsburgh. You remember that one? That happened. Okay, now we got Justin Fields, who again, if anyone's going to be motivated, let's go. R&R says it's going to be great to beat Aaron Rodgers' ass in week 1. Damn straight. Let's go. I can't wait. It's going to be terrific. All right, some more juice here. Let's keep going. Okay, so Jets Steelers have never opened up against each other. Pretty cool. The Jets' strength of schedule this season is 26th, which is good. You're like, sweet, that's weak, right? But here's the thing. The first 3 games of the season are against playoff teams. All right, you see them all on your screen, on the left side of your screen. Boom, boom, boom. 2 at home, Pittsburgh Steelers, week 1, 1 o'clock CBS. Week 2, Buffalo Bills, 1 o'clock CBS. And then week 3 at Tampa Bay, Todd Bowles, our good old buddy, 1 o'clock on Fox. Those 3 opponents are playoff teams. 4 of their first 6 are all playoff teams. We'll get into that in a second. And Rich Cimini called that first 3-game stretch home for Pittsburgh, home for Buffalo, at Tampa, the quote-unquote toughest stretch of the season to start off. I like it. I want all the smoke, baby. Sign me up. Let's go. Also, I love this random nugget. I had this on my notes, but let's get to it because Danny in real life brought it up on Twitter. Interesting scheduling nugget. When the Bills opened their current stadium in 1972, they opened with the Jets, a 9-7 Bills win. 9-7. Ooh, good night. Anywho, they will close the stadium with the last regular season game versus the Jets in Week 18, full circle. That is true. For folks who do not realize, the Buffalo Bills' new stadium is going to open in the near future, and that means the final game, Jets will be at Buffalo coming up here. I'll flip it for you on the schedule. There it is. At Buffalo, Week 18 time, obviously TBD. That will be the final game at Highmark Stadium. So the Jets have a chance to close the building. Wink. We'll see what happens in that game. I'm excited for that one. That's a cool scheduling nugget. Had in my notes. Very nice. I didn't know about the opening, so shout out to Danny for that nugget. That's cool. So, yeah, Bills are about to have a brand new stadium, baby. So, yeah, cool little nugget there. Yeah. Cool nugget. All right. I like that. Do you like that? I like that. Okay, let's, by the way, real quick, as we're going through all these nuggets, let me look at the poll right now. All right, the current leader in our votes are the Dallas Cowboys, Week 5. That one makes a lot of sense. My father's a diehard Dallas Cowboys fan. You've got the Week 5 element. The time of the year is kind of right? That's early October. What do we have here? I have it over here. I don't have to speculate. October 5th. There you go. So a nice little date on the calendar. A little bit of the season's underway. That's after the 2 games in Florida. Coming off that will be a short week. Dolphins, when Jets play Dolphins Monday Night Football, and then they got that Week 5 Cowboys game. But it's a nice time on the schedule. It's a sexy opponent. Yeah, the Cowboys one makes a lot of sense. It's currently leading the votes. That also led the votes on our Discord. So that's probably the favorite at this point to be our game based on all the juice. But we'll keep an eye out for that. But, yeah, that one makes a lot of sense. And we can give them the business. How about this? So I mentioned, let's go back up on the schedule here. Right? The first 3 opponents for the Jets, the first 3 opponents for the Jets, Steelers, Bills, Tampa, all playoff teams, right? That's very difficult. But 4 of their first 6 are playoff teams too. So, all right, Dolphins, well, they didn't make the playoffs. Cowboys didn't make the playoffs, okay? But then the other ones, Denver, throw that in there as the other game in the mix there, 4 of the first 6. Yeah, pretty impressive. Pretty impressive there. And here's another nugget on Tampa. I didn't even realize this about Tampa. Here's a trivia thing that you guys can feel free to use at home. Tampa Bay Buccaneers are the only team in the entire NFC conference that have made the playoffs 5 straight years. Think about that for a second. The Tampa Bay, shout out to Eric Allen, Jets reporter. I've been just taking down a lot of notes, juicy nuggets on the schedule. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are the only NFC team that have made the playoffs 5 straight years heading into the season. Incredible. So that's a tougher opponent that people give credit for. That's for sure. Taylor Sterling here, another nugget on the Steelers game. Think of that shitty line in Pittsburgh trying to learn Aaron Rodgers' cadence and audibles week 1 against an angry Quinnen and Will McDonald 99. And by the way, folks, you say, boy, Aaron Rodgers is going to be upset. You remember the Jets-Packers game in Green Bay with Aaron Rodgers? We beat that ass. We beat that ass. That was nice. Real nice. I appreciated that. So I'd love a discount double check on that, Aaron Rodgers. Ha, ha, ha. That'd be nice. Also, here it is for the Jets. We're all talking about the difficulty, right? The difficulty. True. But what about this? This is a nice little stretch on the schedule that could determine what this season is for the Jets. Post-Thanksgiving, okay, for the New York Jets. Okay, that's after that Ravens game you see on your screen. Week 12, Ravens, 1 o'clock at Baltimore. Oh, boy. That'll be a toughie. I'm not going to lie to you. Lamar Jackson's pretty damn good. But, hey, Justin Fields is pretty good as a runner. But that one's going to be tough. But after Week 12, let's keep scrolling down, okay? You have this stretch between Week 13 and Week 17. 3 of those 5 are at home. Falcons, Dolphins, Patriots. Sandwiched between are the 2 southern trips to at Jacksonville, at New Orleans. Okay? These are 5 teams who finished below 500, baby. This is an opportunity for the Jets to make some hay. Okay? And think about this. Jacksonville, first-year head coach, Liam Cohen. Duval, that idiot. Okay? New Orleans, first-year head coach, Kellen Moore. Mike Vrabel, first-year head coach for the Patriots. Okay? So he's just showing up. And you got the Falcons and Dolphins mixed in there too. Raheem Moore's second year and Mike McDaniel's whatever year. Who gives a shit? Okay. So that stretch right there, that could make some hay, right? Everyone's saying these shitty records out there. Look at that. Huh? Circle that. Whoop. Circle that stretch. That's an important stretch for the Jets. Very nice. Shout out to Emmanuel Holcomb. Baltimore is home for me these days. I hope you get to go to that game, Emmanuel. That should be fun. I've passed M&T Bank Stadium. I've not been inside it, but I've passed it several times. My 21st birthday was in Baltimore. True story. That was 1,000 years ago. I'm old as balls now, but that was there. Okay. There you go. There's some nuggets on the schedule. What do you guys think of the schedule? We'll open up the phone lines here in a moment. You can tell me what you think of the schedule. Some other thoughts here as I'm just sort of going through it. I had a bunch of nuggets in there. A couple of primetime games, Week 4 at Miami. Come on, baby. That gives you the 2009 vibes. That was the last time the Jets had that Monday Night Football game. If you remember that, I think that was the Chad Henne game, Braylon Edwards. Oh, baby. Oh, yeah. That's awesome. I remember that game. Back in 2009, the last time the Jets were at Miami for Monday Night Football. And that's a kind of a nice little favor by the scheduling gods. Miami is friggin' piss warm in September. Yet for the Jets, they get it at night, which should be a little cooler. We appreciate that. As opposed to the other side, right? When Miami comes to visit the old Jets, baby, Week 14, December 7th, weather could be inclement. Could be a factor there. So we get 2 primetime games to divisional opponents. Again, we'll get into it more, Woody, but I absolutely nailed the Thursday Night Football pick. Cha-ching! That we would get New England, but it would flip to the other side. There you go, baby. That we'd flip to the other side. And December 7th is Ezzy's birthday. Happy early birthday, pal. There you go. You get a nice little Jets-Dolphins game at home. Very nice. Yeah, so long story short, I like this schedule. I think the Jets have some great opportunities here. Obviously, a little tough at first with 3 playoff teams to start, but I want all the smoke, baby. I don't give a shit. Love it. And then that stretch post-Thanksgiving where you have some opportunity to stack some bricks and, make a playoff run? Maybe? Possibly? I know I'm going a little higher register there, but maybe we can finally end it. I don't know if we can.
Playoffs? Are you talking about the playoffs?
Yeah, Grandpa, I am. For God's sakes, it's been 14 years. How long do we have to wait for Pete's sake? You know what I mean? Jesus. So maybe, I don't know, 7 teams make it. Each side. Maybe. Team surprises every year. You never know. we'll see what happens. Good Lord. A lot of you guys are negative, though. Swamp Ranger 0-8 heading into the bye. Let me tell you this. Let me see if I can find that real quick. Can you believe this? So we'll put the schedule down for a second. So the Jets schedule comes out yesterday. Well, before it came out, actually. So it's like hours before. And I'm just like, woo, I'm excited. Jet schedule. This is fun. Obviously, we had the personal Boy Green tailgate element. So we're trying to find out what game it's going to be. And then, of course, we're just Jet fans in general. So we're excited about the schedule. So I'm excited about it. I'm like, oh, man, this is friggin' sweet, right? Schedule school. And I'm on Facebook for my job. So heavy on Jets, right? My articles get posted there and things of that nature. And that's pretty cool. And that's awesome. But I had a fan. I'm going to throw this up here on the screen. I had a fan respond to my schedule article, right? Because there was a leak. We got the full schedule yesterday, and it was right. We got the full schedule. But then there was a fan that responded to that article. And here it is. I'm going to throw him up on the screen. Eric Weinstein, whoever this man is. I don't know if he listens or watches Boy Green Daily, but let's throw him up here on the screen. Eric Weinstein, right? This is what he said in response to a schedule article before the schedule came out. Another brutal season. 10% chance Aaron Glenn will be fired at the bye. What the hell? I'll be the first to say it. P.S. Jets will have to throw the last game against the 15-1 Bills backups to get the number 1 overall pick. But don't worry, Jets won't, of course, because they know how to win. Good Lord, take a smoke break, buddy. 10% chance Aaron Glenn gets fired heading into the bye week? Jesus. Where's the optimism? Where's the hope? We're all 0-0, man. We're all tied in first place. Where is this negative energy coming from? Good Lord, this is no way to live life, son. This is no way to live life. Good night. Come on now. Can't we have some level of optimism before it hits? Before we get to the season? For goodness sake. Oh, boy. I mean, Eric, good Lord. What happened here? And you're a quote-unquote top fan on the Facebook page, for Pete's sake? Where's this coming from, man? I'm all fine with people having different opinions, okay? I get it. Put Eric away there. I'm an optimist. I get it, right? I see glass half full in life. You don't control the cards you dealt in life, but you can control how you handle them, right? I'm a positive guy. That's okay. Not everyone is. I'm fine with different opinions. But Eric, what the hell, man? I think there's a difference between I'm the most optimistic guy in the world and the world we're all going to burn in hell. There's a little bit of wherever this is, I'm floating my hand for the people watching, in this meaty area in between. There's other takes. There's other takes to have. I'm going Super Bowl. You're going, hey, we're all going to burn in hell and we're going 0-17. Like, Jesus, man. Good Lord. And the other thing I don't get is if you unbiased look at this schedule, okay? If you unbiased look at the schedule, you're telling me they can't beat the Panthers? You're telling me they can't beat the Saints? We don't even know who the hell the quarterback is for the Saints. You tell me that's impossible? Are we just losing out in the division? What the hell's happening in Atlanta? Like, the Browns? The Browns? I don't know, man. There's some ops. There's some ops on that schedule. Alan says, where is that dope with the Allen Houston pajama jersey? Oh, boy. Yeah, I imagine the Nick representation when I open up the phone lines in a second will not be as high as it was yesterday. Hey, maybe the confidence will still be there. Sometimes, though, you get the, hefty, hefty, hefty. And then you poke the Pillsbury Doughboy in the belly button and poof, the air comes out. I imagine Knicks fans are not feeling like that today. I guess we'll find out. Let's do it, baby. Let's open up the phone lines. We've got 300 people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe. Also, the poll that is up on our YouTube page, baby. The poll that is up on our YouTube page has nearly 100 votes, which we appreciate. Which Jets game would you prefer as the Boy Green tailgate game on the 2025 schedule? Again, I, Boy Green, how you doing? Am going to be hosting a Jets home game and tailgate spectacular coming up this season. And if you have interest in going, here are the games we're sort of considering at this point based on our votes in the Discord. The Dallas Cowboys game, Week 5, 1 p.m. Week 7, Carolina Panthers game, 1 p.m. Week 1, Pittsburgh Steelers, 1 p.m. Or, Paul, to be honest, I could do any of the games. I have no preference. and you guys can vote that way as well. The Cowboys are leading the poll at 38%. Not surprising. And again, that's a favorite based on the Discord as well. Actually, before we get to the phone lines, I see we got a YouTube super chat coming in here from our guy, J-Boy. And every time we get a super chat here on the program, we hear from my beautiful daughter, the one and only Zariah Luna.
Wow.
OW. Wasn't sure if that was for the Eric comment or the super chat, but nonetheless, let's go in. J-Boy, $5. Eric's comment shows the impact that Hackett and Rodgers left on a lot of fans. Possible. And we haven't made the playoffs in 14 years. I imagine that's beating a lot of people down. Not me. I mean, I don't love it. I don't like, woo, I can't believe let's go for 15. No, like I'm not excited about that portion. But I'm sure that's left a lot of fans beaten down and like, oh boy, is it ever going to turn? Because it's a long-ass drought, the longest active drought as we always hear in all North American sports. And it's a toughie. There's no question. I understand. Makes sense that some people would be down for that. By the way, J-Boy, you're $1 away from another raffle ticket, but you're now up to $110. You're our leader, baby, in our raffle tickets so far this month. So appreciate you, J-Boy. Thanks for all your support on the program. Much appreciated, my good sir. And before we open up the phone lines, I'll show everybody what you guys are competing for throughout the rest of the month of May here. We're on May 15th, so we're getting down to the brass tacks here on the program. And it is this. Throw it up on the big screen. 2 items will be gifted to a lucky Jets fan on June 1st. The contest runs throughout the entire month of May. It's a Boy Green raffle giveaway spectacular. There is a commemorative game coin from last season for the New York Jets. It's got the Jets logo on it. It's real mint. It has a certificate of authenticity that comes along with it from the National Football League. It's beautiful. I personally don't even want to give this away, but I'm a man of the people. And there's also a full-size NFL signature football there signed by the entire team last year. So you got the signature football, and you've got the game coin. Both those go to one lucky person. If you want a chance to win either of these prizes, well, both, because they're going to one person, all you have to do is purchase $2.99 on the channel. Okay? You can join the Boy Green Coffee Club in the YouTube description down below. That's probably the best value for people. You're like, do you have $3 in your pocket? Because if you do, you get to join the Boy Green Coffee Club, get all the perks of being a Boy Green Coffee Club member, and you get a raffle ticket to potentially win that prize. So you get perks of the YouTube channel, supporting the channel, and then also get a chance to win free shit. So that's probably the best value, I would say. But if you're just crazy about winning it, then you can submit more raffle tickets. Obviously, the more raffle tickets you have, the better your odds are of winning. And you can do that by gifting Boy Green Coffee Club memberships. Hit the money sign on YouTube. Final option, gift channel memberships. Gift as many as you'd like. Feel free to do so. If you go down in the YouTube description down below, you can join the Boy Green Coffee Club here. It's only $2.99. Boom, that's a raffle ticket. Or super chats, just like J-Boy did here, with questions or comments or things of that nature. Again, we're going to have the NFL's Director of Broadcasting, Blake Jones, on the show at 2 o'clock for a live special show. Again, that'll be coming up at 2 o'clock. If you guys have questions for the NFL guy who is in the room helping make decisions on the Jet schedule, feel free to save them for then. And we count them all month long. For instance, J-Boy spent just $5 here. $3 just went to the Boy Green Coffee Club membership, so he has one ticket, and he has $2 left over, which I keep track of. The next time he spends another $1, boom, booyah, he gets another raffle ticket. So we keep track of it all month long. So salute to J-Boy. And yes, maybe Eric's just beaten down with the troubles of life, which totally could happen. That's possible. It hits us all. All right, let's do this, baby. Let's go over to the phone lines, and let's see what you guys got cooking for the rest of the show here. Feel free to call in if you would like to call in and you're watching live here on the show. Hit the youtube.com/boygreen25. It's about to be the pinned comment. And also a shout out to our audio-only listeners that don't have that opportunity because you're listening to it after the fact. Hep song, timeout, more coming up. Boy Green Daily continues after this.
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Talking Jets football, man. Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. New York Jets Football Club. Offense, defense, special teams. Watch Jets football with Boy Green. J-E-T-S. Jets. Let's go.
You heard, Hep? Let's go. The message is simple but inspirational. Let's go. Guys, if phone lines are now open, that is youtube.com/boygreen25. There's a pinned comment on YouTube right now that is also up there with the poll as well. If you'd like to continue to vote on that, feel free to do so. Again, we're going to take it all into account. The votes on YouTube, the votes on Discord, and everywhere else, and then I'll make a final decision and submit it to the Jets. Again, I give them 3 preference games just in case, for some reason, one of the games they couldn't acquiesce our ticket demands for. But we'll see what happens. I'll have a better sense on that over the next week when I speak with the New York Jets about our schedule preferences. And I'll keep you guys abreast. That's also why our sign-up sheet is in our YouTube description down below. If you have interest in attending a Jets game, knowing that those are the games we're thinking about, and you want to jump in line, feel free to do so. That is in our YouTube description down below. It's a Google Doc sheet, first and last name, how many games you're interested in, and things of that nature. And real quick, Jay Lepsetter says, hey, BG, Celtics in 7, is that your prediction? Yeah, that's the prediction I submitted at the beginning of the series. Check the tape, people. Said it on the radio and here on the show. And remember, I don't give predictions. I give spoiler alerts. Okay, people? That's the facts. Jack. So, yes, that is my prediction, was my prediction, and continues to be my prediction. Yes. And for Lily and Big D here with a YouTube super chat, we appreciate it.
Wow.
Eric equals moron. Okay, my father wouldn't have preferred it any other way, said here on the show. So there you have it. And for Lily, you're $1 away from another raffle ticket, and you also got one yourself. You have 51 raffle tickets so far this month. I appreciate your contributions here on the program, my man. I think you speak for what a lot of people said. With moron happening there for that guy. What a party pooper. Hope he doesn't show up to the tailgate. I'm just kidding, Eric. If you want to show up to the tailgate, feel free. I'm that kind of guy. All right, let's go to the phone lines. We got Hep here on the show. What's up, Hep?
Hey, Paul. Hey, fellas. I was thinking about. I've never been to a season opener. Have you ever been to a season opener?
I have. Let me see. How many have I been to? So a couple years ago, I was at Jets Bengals. I was at Jets Ravens.
Oh, okay.
Let me try to think if there's anything else. And I think the rest of them have just been random times of the year. Week 5s, week 7s, week 14s, late. So yeah, 2 home openers I've been to. Bengals, Ravens.
I'm sure there's a different kind of energy for that, right?
Oh, it's right because, well, I guess depending if you're Eric or not, but for most of us, you're 0-0. There's just the eternal, hope is eternal that like, hey, this could be it. We have seen nothing yet, so this might be the the time. So yeah, there is a different level of energy, especially for the tailgating stuff, which I did the Bengals year. There was a massive tailgate that I was sort of like just at attending. And yeah, the energy is pretty like it's unbelievably wild for season openers. Yeah.
And plus, you got the whole Rodgers possibly coming back and the Field revenge game.
Oh yeah. Oh god.
It's pretty juicy. It's a pretty juicy one. I guess the further we go into the season, if we're losing, it's a little less. But realistically, I'm up for any of the games. I'm just about meeting you guys and everything.
Yeah.
And partying and stuff. But Dallas would be good too. But I guess basically you submit your teams and they'll tell you what they're going to give you, right?
Correct, right. So literally that's why it's sort of stacked in a preference style. So they say, what's the number 1 game you want to go to? Okay, it's this one. What's the number 2 game you want to go to? Okay, it's this one. What's the number 3 game you want to go to? It's this one. And really, like, for instance, so like the Steelers game, I imagine is going to be quite popular because we're not the only group that's buying tickets and things. So I'm sure a lot of people are going to be all over that game.
That one's probably going to be gone.
Which, right. So, right. By the time it gets, and here's another thing that's important, this is our first official year doing it. I joined last year, someone else's thing, but it has nothing to do with me for what I'm about to say is the longer that you're a Jets group person. So let's say we do this every year for the next 10, 15 years. I hope so. That'd be amazing. The longer you're in you're in the club, the more perks you get, and they come to you first. So when they do, like, we could pick what, like in 5 years, basically, or 2 years, whatever they said, you could pick whatever game you want, and they don't care because you've been here the longest. You get seniority, and they go, you guys get to pick whatever game you want. So there's no question. I don't need a top 3 preference. I need a one. Boom, it's this one. But starting off, humble beginnings. You gotta just come over and say, please, this game, perhaps. They're like, we'll get back to you. Okay, no problem, understood. So yeah, so that's so sort of how it works at the beginning here.
It'll be good. It'll be fun, whatever it is.
That's what I said.
yeah.
Panthers, Browns. I don't give a shit. We're all together. That's what it's really about. I'd be watching any of these games anyway. So yeah.
Exactly. Now back to the basketball. Last time I was really into basketball was in the 90s. And,
okay, right. That's a good time to be in it. Yeah.
Oh my God, what a different game! I was watching the game last night, and I felt like it was like 3-point shoot land. That time it was like, what the heck is this? I was used to like Mason and Oakley and Ewing battling under the boards, like elbows flying. It was almost like a wrestling match under those.
Yeah, physicality. Right, we had the 2 Rockets championships in there when Jordan left. So you had the 6 Jordans, the 2 Rockets. That was the 90s. Yeah,
that was a crazy time. But anyway, I just want to stop by and say hi. Let those people talk. I'll see you later, guys.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Hep. Again, I can't wait for the tailgate. It's going to be so cool. There's some of you I'm going to get a chance to meet for the first time, and some of you I'm going to meet again, which is awesome. And like I said, I hope that this is a great opportunity. Yeah. This will be a great opportunity. Excuse me. I just can't wait for it. Let me keep going. I see Luca in here. Let's throw Luca's comment up. Why is the majority voting Dallas? Don't you want to be at a season opener? Wide out at Jet Life, return of Rodgers, so we can boo the fuck out of him? Come on now. Like I said, I think part of it is the crowd. Now, don't get me wrong. The crowds are going to be probably crazy outside of like week 17 or 16, and your record's not very good, so the crowds will be lesser then. But I would say that's the only bad part, because the opponent's awesome. The time's awesome. All of them are 1 o'clock, so it doesn't matter. All the home games are at 1 o'clock, so there's no difference there. But I guess that would be it. And then early in the season or whatever people have going on, I suppose. Like I said, I'm open to listening to the fans. We had polls up on Discord. We have the poll up here. We'll have the poll up at 3 o'clock, and I'll sort of tally all the votes and then sort of marinate on it and see what everyone said, and then we'll go. The Steelers game would be awesome. That'd be a great choice. It will be busy, as long as you guys don't mind that could totally be a winner. But Cowboys one's popular because I would imagine it's first week of October, so it's not piss warm or anything of that nature. It's the Dallas Cowboys. Fuck the Cowboys, so that obviously factors in immediately. And, and it's also 1 o'clock, but so are all of them. So I don't know. But, guys, you can vote however the hell you want as far as I'm concerned. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. Yes. Scotty Mayhem is back, baby. Scotty, what's up, baby? What's going on?
Well, first I want to congratulate you, Boy Green, and your dad.
Right.
Yesterday we had a very nice conversation, and I didn't predict the Knicks winning at the Garden.
You did not.
I absolutely said that we weren't going to win. I was hoping we were going to win because I'm a fan. Mm-hmm. But I got to tell you, between Joe the Jet, or the anti-Jet as I like to call him, Eric Weinstein, who, God, I feel like he's a undercover agent for the Giant Nation, and my arch nemesis, Alon, who obviously wasn't on the show yesterday when you and I made a bet, because he's clueless. I'm not hiding. Why don't you come on the show, Alon? Let's both have a little conversation. The reality of this is I believe the Knicks are going to win. I did not believe at the beginning of the series. I told you I wanted it to be a good series. We had that conversation. I said I thought the Celtics were a better team, but I love my team. I'm not rooting against any team unless they're the New England Patriots, who I think are in hell with Alon where he lives. I think he said it's as hot as hell. Look, at the end of the day, I think the Knicks are going to win the series because the best player in the series is down. I didn't hope for it, but we have an opportunity to take advantage. And for Alon, just so he knows, because we did make this bet, this shirt here will be on your back after the Knicks win the championship. I didn't make a bet with you to 3-1 down. I mean, that would have been unfair. But I love
that was Chef's bet, I guess, was 3-1 down. So if I lose that one, I am banned from wearing Celtics gear for the next year. And hey, I accepted it. So I see people talk about the bet. Hey man, I accepted it. The bet is accepted.
Listen, that shows the type of fan you are. And for me, it'll be a pleasure for my eyes not to have to see those horrendous jerseys for a year. But, at the end of the day, listen, I give you a lot of credit to man up down 3-1, to have that kind of confidence. There's only 13 teams out of 1 million that have ever come
That's
back.
correct.
So,
Right. Yeah.
you know, it's like the Infinity Stone. You and your dad with 0.0s, you know, you got a long way to go. You got a chance.
That's true.
I'm saying there's a
Yeah.
chance. But thank you, Chef Kevin, for that bet. But my bet with you, just so Alon could be educated,
Yes, please.
was
Yeah.
this jersey, the dopey jersey, you know, the throwback Allen Houston jersey, is going
Right
to be
there.
worn by Boy Green for a year after the Knicks win the championship. So that was my bet. I'm betting that the Knicks win the championship.
The whole shish kebab, not the Eastern Conference, the friggin' NBA championship for the first time since 1973. Alon and anyone else, if you can hear that. So yes, I love the passion of the bet.
I say Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. Doesn't matter where you are.
Yeah.
You have to have that jersey, and you're going to throw it on, and that's what's going to happen at your tailgate, which I wish I could go to.
Oh my God!
But you will be wearing, for all the Jet Nation, the New York Knicks, Allen Houston. Remember when we first did that, number 20? I asked you who it was, weren't quite sure, and your father called you a moron, I believe.
He did. Yeah, he did. That was a direct quote. Yeah.
So I'm going to leave it on that. I want to take these anti-Jets between Alon, who is like the most negative Jet fan in Jet Nation, Eric Weinstein, who's his alter ego, and this guy, Joe Anti-Jet. And let me just say, embrace this schedule. When I first looked at it, and every year, Boy Green, I see the same thing over and over. Mm-hmm. I believe the guy who's making the schedules is a Patriot fan, because every year they try to bury us, but they keep pulling us back. This is the year we're going to take this very difficult schedule, and we are going to go at least 50-50. And then, like you said, we're going to go on a run. And this is the wild card floor with a possible 11 to 12 game ceiling. We are going to go on a run because we have the coaching staff to figure it out. We're going to win the games ugly. That's my prediction. They're not going to be pretty. But you're going to find that we are going to have a quarterback of the now and of the future. Justin Fields is going to be a revelation. So, Alon, suck it. Okay, I'm not running from anybody. Where are you, Alon? Come on, scream with us. Everybody in Jet Nation is waiting. I would love to see your beautiful face burning in hell. Take care.
It's been a while. There you go. Scott, appreciate that. Yeah, so the phone lines are open, Alon, wherever you may be, lying in the bushes. Feel free. Scott, I'm sure, will be waiting patiently in the green room when that comes up. Ed Vargas. Oh, Ed. Paul, you realize that you guys are still down 3-2. We beat you at the Fake Garden. Oh, okay. The trash talk continues, Mr. Vargas. All right. Well, we'll see y'all ass at the Fake Garden tomorrow night for Game 6. And then I believe Game 7 would be on Monday evening. So at the Royal Garden. So we'll see what happens. Hey, the Knicks will have an opportunity to close. Shut me up. Apparently, eventually take my C's gear off and put other gear on in the near future. We'll see what happens. Game 6 tomorrow night. We'll see. Hamalama ding dong going on there. Fastest food reviews, our boy Chef Kevin Gilbert.
Wow.
Good morning, BG. Good morning, Coffee Club. Good morning, Scotty. Knicks in 6, baby. All right. We'll see what happens. Chef Kevin Gilbert. We will see what is cooking here on the show as it pertains to that, my friend. Sending in $1.99 here on the channel. We appreciate it. Right. Chef, you have a new raffle ticket. You got 5 raffle tickets so far this month. Appreciate you. And you're $2 away from another raffle ticket. Thank you, Chef Kevin Gilbert, for that. We'll see if that's true. Knicks in 6. All right. We'll see. Jack says Celtics are 9-2 without Tatum. Actually, they're 10-2 now without Tatum. JACK on YouTube. Interesting. The Celtics have some, and they've won 17 in a row at home without Jason Tatum. You know, when they haven't had him. It's pretty good. Anywho, more on that later. All right, let's go to the phone lines. We got EZ here on the show. What's up, EZ?
Morning.
It's good to see you, pal.
Yeah, last couple of days I couldn't get the sound to sync, so
okay.
You know how that goes. It's pointless to try to talk when the sound's like.
Yeah, I've had that happen before. It's a real nightmare. Yeah.
It sucks. Look, we could have won 9 games last year with our shitty coaching staff and our shitty field goal kicker and our And after the debacle of letting JFM go and Bryce Huff go. So if we could have won 9 games last year, why do people think we're only going to win? Why does Vegas think 5.5 this year? It doesn't make any sense. Our coaching staff is way better. Our offensive line is way better. Our tight end room is better. Our running backs, we even added a good guy.
Yeah,
so,
Donovan Edwards, baby.
I mean, our safeties, our corners, we actually have 2 more excellent, which nobody talks about. We have 2 other, experienced wide receivers on the team now. We got the guy from the Chargers. What's his name?
Stone Smart.
Yeah, I mean, come on. What the? Excuse my language, but what the fuck?
Yeah.
I think we have actually improved at every position.
Let me see. Wide receiver, probably not, but because we lost Devontae. But we'll see what happens with some of the youngsters.
Devontae dropped some balls too. Devontae ran some wrong routes too.
He did, yes.
Because when you see, if Devontae ran the right route and Aaron Rodgers would have thrown the ball bad, Aaron would have gone on me. But he was like pissed. Yeah. So Aaron Rodgers does not conceal his disappointment well. So I definitely think that, Devontae just ran the wrong route or was on the wrong page. He might have thought he was going to do a button hook when he wanted him to do a stop and go bomb, something like that. I'm just using that as an example.
Yeah, right. Defensive tackle will be another one they really didn't address this offseason outside of like low-cost deals of Jay Tufele, Derek Nottie, Byron Cowart. So I don't know if they've improved there, but I guess the results will be the test.
We're not done.
Oh, what else is happening? You tell me.
We're not done yet. There's still the waiver wire.
Oh, sure.
It still trades up to week 7, I think? They trade up to week 7?
Yeah, it's even later now. I believe it's like week 8, week 9. They pushed it.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I know you didn't put it on the listing, and I know it's later on in the season.
Yeah.
But my favorite game to go to would probably be the Dolphins visiting the Jets week 14.
Oh,
Dolphins
Jesus.
They do not like the cold.
That's true.
And Tua could be, in ICU at that point.
It could be, right. And then we'd have Zach Wilson coming into the Dome.
And that would be just delicious.
Yeah, that would be crazy if that happened. That would be
And it's
wild.
my friggin' 65th birthday.
That's true. That's a good one. That's a big one. That makes a lot of sense. We'll see if there's any, whatever the word is. Is there any momentum? Right, because like I said, there's like people on Discord can volunteer games if they want. So yeah, if
that's mine. Week 14, Dolphins at Jets, MetLife, 1:00. December 7 is not super cold yet, but it would really make that baked EZD go down real good.
I imagine so. So everyone who's watching currently on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter, would you have any interest in us doing the tailgate week 14, Jets Dolphins, early December? Let us know right now. Just let the replies fly here on the channel.
Nothing negative, just yes or no.
That's it.
This is nothing against me. I prefer that because I think I've been talking. I wanted to see the Jets and Dolphins.
Okay.
Because I've never seen a fish game, and I would love to have the Dolphins have to visit us in cooler weather.
Right. I like that. So, so let it fly, everybody. Yay or nay. Again, the week 14 Miami Dolphins game. Let us know. Yay or nay. Just let it rip. And,
okay, guys. See you.
Okay, appreciate it. Thank you, EZD, here on the show. So far, here are the responses to that suggestion. Michael James on YouTube, no. Luca on YouTube, fuck no. Okay, all right. Yo Holmes, no week 14. Dakota says, I'm out. Yo, Holmes says season will be over by week 14. Oh, okay. Well, that was unnecessary. Brian Farrell, no. Dick Chimney's Burner, too cold. There you go. Brian Farrell, no. Also, so there you go. Yeah. Again, I'm not opposed to any game. You can try to factor in everything. I would just imagine for a lot of those reasons, and I'm not just speaking for me, because like I said, I will listen to the fans. If all the fans really wanted it, I would strongly consider it. But I'm going to have my 3-year-old there. I'll have my son there. And those are all kids. And those ones could get cold. That's possible in December. And it being so late in the season, the thing that's up for jeopardy is where are the Jets? And I'm confident in the Jets. But what happens? What if a devastating injury happens, right? For instance, we hate to go back here, but 2023, right? Here's an example, okay? 2023, me and my father, ahead of time, because that's when you buy tickets for the most part, especially on the road, me and my dad bought Jets-Cowboys tickets months in advance before the game. We're like, oh, boy, can't wait. Dak Prescott, Aaron Rodgers, that's going to be so cool. Can't wait. Hotels booked, everything booked. All that was awesome. And then Aaron Rodgers' Achilles explodes week 1. We head to week 2. And it was Zach Wilson. And there was an exciting moment. Garrett Wilson had this 80-yard touchdown, which was awesome. I remember celebrating like nobody's business. But the rest of it, the Jets got curb-stopped in Dallas. And I was like, damn, man, we didn't have Rodgers. So injuries can happen all the time. But imagine that season, right? What if we would have booked a week 14 game for 2023? Oh boy, the Jets come in at friggin' whatever they were, 4-10, and you're like, oh boy, what the hell? So that's just the door you leave open of whatever can happen. Again, I'm an optimistic guy. I'm a positive guy by nature, so my expectations are always high. But that's the one door. You leave it for week 5, week 1, week 7, no matter what. I mean, I guess if they're 0-7 or 0-5, that would be less than ideal, but unlikely. So whatever your schedule is for these, I think that would just be better. So, yeah, my gut and the immediate reaction from fans would suggest that game is not going to happen. But hopefully one of the other ones are good for you, EZD. Again, the 3 most popular right now are week 5 Dallas, week 7 Carolina, week 1 Pittsburgh, or any of the games. Let me see the current polling. Pittsburgh and Cowboys are tied at 37% apiece, but that is a live voting process with over 100 votes. The Carolina Panthers game has died, so I guess that one's sort of eliminated. Also, on Discord, I'll have to double check what the voting was, or voting continues to be on that one. We still got 17% if they can do any of these games that it won't matter. So it's a Cowboys-Pittsburgh battle right now, so keep an eye out for it. Like I said, we'll have more voting at 3 o'clock live. I'll factor that in. We'll have the Discord voting, and then ultimately I'll stack up 3 together, and hey, maybe I pick, let's say the Cowboys ends up being the pick, and then we submit it to the Jets and go, Cowboys won't work, then we'll go to another game on the slate. So, yeah. And again, a big salute to Chef Kevin Gilbert. Again, once the Jets tell me, because I'll give them our top 3, boop, 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 they'll tell me, hey, game 1 that you chose works. And I'm like, awesome. And then all of a sudden we can start promoting it and things of that nature. And then I'll know the ticket price and all that. And again, make sure you guys in the sign-up sheet down below have a point of contact. If you do not have a point of contact, I won't be able to reach out to you, and I'm going to skip you on the list and keep going down. So let me take a peek, by the way, at our current schedule. Let me see. Let me see if everyone has. Okay, I see there's a few people here. Let me back it up. There's a few people here that do not have their contact information down. Let me read some of these people off here. Eric Orengo, we got to get your email in there, pal. So we got to add that into the pile. EZ, we need your email in the pile as well. Okay, so I guess those are the only 2. Okay, great. All right, everyone else has their email in there, which is good because, like I said, as soon as new information comes in, we'll be reaching out to you. So, again, make sure you guys get those emails in on the Google Doc sheet. If you can't access the Google Doc sheet for whatever reason, just email me and say, hey, Paul, this is my email. That'd be great. I want to make sure that we can reach out to all you guys for this tailgate coming up. I can't wait. It's going to be awesome. And we'll have as much information as soon as possible for you guys because I want to try to start hammering down a lot of these details. Johnny Boy said, let's go to a Jets playoff game. I mean, that would be sick. Obviously, in this Boy Green Daily era of this current version of the show that you guys enjoy, we've never had a playoff game. If we go back to my Jet Zone days, we also have not had a playoff game. I did the Jet Zone in college 13 years ago. So obviously it hasn't happened since then. So yeah, every version of this show that's ever existed has not existed in the playoff world. So I would love nothing more than for that to change. So appreciate it. That'd be nice. That'd be nice. All right, everybody, why don't we do this? We'll put a bow on this puppy because we're going to have, again, 3 live shows today. The one that's happening right now. We have one at 2 o'clock. Again, the NFL's director of broadcasting, Blake Jones, will join us. This guy, the name may not ring out to you. This guy is in the room making the decisions on what happens with the Jet schedule. He is one of a few elite people in the room that say, hey, let's do this for the season opener. Let's do this. I have a million questions, but if you guys have any questions, you guys can submit those live on the show. I will favor the super chat questions first for that show. That's a live special show at 2 o'clock. An hour later, Boy Green meets Woody, also live with James Woody, circling our top 5 games on the Jet schedule. So we have a ton of schedule coverage here on the program. I'm so excited about it. God bless. It's going to be amazing, and I can't wait. We'll join you also, of course, tomorrow morning for a Boy Green Daily episode, which I'm very much looking forward to. Thank you to the 300-plus people that are in the room live. Thank you to everybody else that's watching where they are or listening where they are. We appreciate you. A ton of coverage coming today on the channel. We'll see you then. Take care.